Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the Collaboration Culture Podcast. I am your host, Kimberly Winborne, and I am joined by Danny B, makeup artist, as well as Lisa Freeman, who is a serial entrepreneur extraordinaire and visionary, and then also Trin-A-Thoughtz, who is a spoken word motivational speaking poet. So welcome, ladies.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hello. Great evening.
Yes, I'm so excited about this show. So first of all, this is the return of coffee and collaborations with the Collaboration Culture Podcast. I have been sort of like on a vacation, with the solo shows since October of last year, and just been doing collaboration shows with my bit partner, and then also Love and Flow TV. So I've been out here, but not this show. And so what happened in that transition is I decided that the collaboration culture is where we're flowing. It was the Ultimate Fan podcast, but the collaboration culture is necessary. It is something that we don't put a lot of stock in, collaboration. And so that's why we changed the name, and I'm excited to move forward with that. Also, we have with us some women who are collaborators. They have a spirit of collaboration. And for International Women's Day and Women's History Month, I wanted to highlight, yes, International Women's Day is today, and Women's History Month is all March long. And I wanted to highlight some dynamic women who are doing some amazing things out here. Sometimes we see them out front, and sometimes it's behind the scenes, but they're doing some amazing things. So I want them to introduce themselves. We'll start with Danny.
Hi, everybody. So first of all, Kim, I'm honored to be here on your show today. This is so fabulous. But my name is Danny B. I am a 15-year luxury makeup artist. I specialize in branding photo shoots, bridal, pretty much you name it. Like if you need a face beat, I'm there. And I'm also a licensed esthetician and aesthetic instructor. So I am just your all around, love to have my hands in beauty, love making women look good and feel good.
Awesome. Well, I love that you are representing exactly what you said, because you look beautiful, and I'm sure you feel beautiful. And happy birthday to your daughter who just turned 16 today, correct?
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then let's go to Lisa Freeman.
Wonderful. Great evening, everyone. And again, Kimberly, thank you so much for this platform and for your awesome and sweet spirit. I told you before, I love your passion for what you do. And to the other ladies on tonight, I know this is going to be a great conversation. So I'm excited to be here. I'm Lisa Freeman, visionary and serial entrepreneur. I get it proudly and gladly from my father, who was a veteran in entrepreneurship. But as a little girl, I've always wanted to own my own, be my own boss. And so that is what I, it ventured off to do. And so I started off being a hairstylist. I just retired from being a hairstylist of 25 years. And I'm also a boutique owner. And so with that, I have collaborated some of the other businesses that I have ventured off in, which comes, I also started a line for my granddaughter, which is the Jersey Band collection, a kids apparel line, and also a magnetic lashwear line. And so with that, I've also integrated my wellness line because my boutique consists of fitness and fashion. And so as a hairstylist, what I wanted to do was blend all that together. But then I retired that and started just doing everything from one location, which is home. And so I'm excited about what I get to do. And I'm excited to share that vision with you all and to our guests on tonight. So thank you again.
Yes.
Well, you look fabulous, Nana.
Yes.
Good girl.
Those earrings, that shirt, yes. The background, everything. So let's say really quickly, is that Satis Alexander says hello, beautiful lady.
Hi, lady.
Hi, Satis.
Yes. Okay. And Miss Trina.
Hello, everyone. My name is Patrina Bryant. My stage name is Trin-A-Thoughtz, and hopefully that's what I'm going to do tonight, just train your thoughts. As a spoken word artist, I love this platform that was given to me because it's all about collaboration. And I have had the ability to tell your story with my words. And it's been a pleasure on this journey, which is how I first met Kim. I think we did a collaboration for domestic violence.
Yes.
And,
a long time ago. That was like
a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it still stands. She's still out in the community doing wonderful things. And every chance I get to bump into her, it's been a pleasure. And then we'll see each other online and just give a thumbs up to let you know, sister, I got you. If you need anything, I'm there. If you need a poet, I'm here, you know. And it's been wonderful. And I also got to meet Lisa and Danny. And I already see myself forming these relationships, and that's what International Women's Month, Day and Women's Month is going to be all about. Just getting back to I am my sister's, keep her, because somehow or another we forgot about that, and so it's a pleasure to be here.
Yes. I love that. Doesn't she sound like she always about to break into some spoken word? Like she's that's just how she talks. Right. My sister's keeper.
I'm like, yes, queen, yes.
Yes. I was in her
the tip of our seat.
Yes. I was in her inbox like all the time, like, sis, I got an event. Can you go?
I'm there. I'm there.
God, right. So yes, good evening, Shanita. Okay. I am. My background is English, so I'm gonna pronounce every single vowel that I see. Good evening, Tiffany from Raleigh, North Carolina. Hi, friend. So we are excited. Please go ahead, for those who are watching, share. We're about to go into some great conversation as we highlight these dynamic women tonight. One of the things that she's laughing at me. One of the things that I truly love about these women is that we were just having a conversation in the background. I wish you guys could have even been there, but we were just having a conversation about collaboration, about the power of it. We were just having a conversation about how if we all just were to understand that there's no competition, when we understand that everybody is unique, can walk in their own authenticity and bring different pieces to the puzzle, that we can win. Women together, we can, knock down the stigma that we can't work together, right? And so I believe, did we end up on Trina or Danny that was talking about collaboration over competition? Was Danny, you said something about that, right?
Yeah.
Can you share with us your view on working with people as long as you've been in business, and how collaboration has worked for you and or against you, but you continue forward?
Collaboration has worked for me in both a positive and negative atmosphere, especially when you're talking about being involved in the cosmetic industry. It can be a very competitive, cutthroat industry. And that's not even like gender driven. That's just cosmetic industry. But one thing that I've always kept my head on straight about is that my gifts are not for me, right? They're for others. And so I don't have a squirrel mentality, meaning when I envision a squirrel's just hoarding everything in their mouth and they want to hold on to everything and not relinquish anything. And I just don't have a competitive spirit. What's for me is for me, right? So what I've learned through being burned in sharing the wealth of knowledge that I have is to not become a selfish person, but be more selective in who and where I'm sowing my seeds. Because whenever we're hurt, we tend to kind of retreat. Well, let me speak for me. I do anyway, right? And so I kind of pull back and I'm like, let me just focus on me and but that's not why God gave me this passion. That's not why he gave me this purpose. So I don't believe in competition. There's enough for everybody. I'm looking forward to collaborating with everybody that's on this video tonight. Because to me, that's the true work of women's empowerment. It's not just that once a year event that we buy tickets for. It's what's your spirit every day that you're walking. And I don't think that I should be in the beauty business with an ugly spirit. Those two things just don't even go together. How you selling beauty and making people feel good and your soul is ugly?
Right.
Yeah. Amen.
That's significant what you just said, Danny, because it's like, to me, beauty is from the inside out. Now we can, especially these days, and you're a makeup artist, we can create face. Like you could you could convert from a him to a her with makeup, right? And so, and vice versa. But what's on the inside, that's some self-work, that's some serious work, right? And so beauty for me exudes from the inside out. So when people say you're beautiful, I want it to be a reflection of the God in me. Like, yes, I want to look good, but are you saying that my spirit is beautiful too? That's what I want. And that's what I think among sisters, among women. If more of us came together and carried that same sort of spirit that you were just talking about, we could really, truly, I mean, we already do, but we could really, truly rule the world.
Yes. Right? Power is in numbers. Yes. Power is in numbers. We really could.
Yeah. Mona said yes. Okay. And so, Lisa, you have dabbled, like you are, like you said, a serial entrepreneur and been successful at so many of them. And you just said that you retired, which congratulations on that in that particular field, but not, retired. And so you obviously have run across a lot of people and collaborated and worked with folks and trained folks and so forth and so on as a leader. What is your take on that as far as women coming together, being able to really, truly carry that dynamicy that you all have here?
Right. So first and foremost, I'm so glad we started with this conversation because that's my main thing. Women supporting women, and it's not just a hashtag or cliche, because first and foremost, if you can't really be your sister's keeper, if you can't really just clap for your sister, even the ones especially the ones that you don't even know, that says a lot to me about what's in your heart. Because when you don't know a person, but you're not celebrating a person just because, then you got some issues going on. So for me, that's been my biggest thing through all of my years of success. When I started out as a hairstylist, the one thing, y'all, that really stuck to me, and it was like a dagger at first, but I realized that a lot of times we go through things and we may end up saying, well, why me? But it's that why me thing that catapults you to really be your true authentic self and your best successful self. So as a hairstylist, when I first started, I started off in an apprenticeship. And the salon that I started off in was a childhood friend that I looked up to. And because I wasn't performing at a level that she wanted me to, and I think it was maybe some other issues, that the first thing she said to me after, just some weeks or a couple of months into my program was, maybe hair isn't for me. Now, listen, when I tell you, I took that and that made me go even harder, because you know why? When you have passion inside of your heart, and when you know that you're called to do something, and that passion sticks into you, you can't sleep with it, you wake up with it and all of that. I knew that I had to do this for me. And that thing is the very thing that made me become a master hairstylist, a master hair cutter, 25 years straight, building my clientele from Richmond, Virginia to Raleigh, North Carolina. So that thing was the thing that made me to be successful, because I had refused to stop just because somebody else didn't give me the accolades or didn't see the gift that I knew that was inside of me. So absolutely. That's what we have to do, to know what is on the inside of us and not be so moved about what everybody else think about us.
That's right.
That's the one key. So for me, that's the thing that drives me to collaborate and to celebrate women, whether they just started today or they've been in their industry for 25 years. Listen, I'm going to be your biggest fan. I will promote you. I don't need you to pay me, but I'm going to clap for my ladies. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. And that's what the lady, because everybody doesn't have the source to put to that in the background has pushed them forward, right? And so you get to be that person that they didn't have growing up, or that they, like you just said, you had somebody that said this wasn't for you because you maybe weren't perfect, right? But you were like, yo, I forget what you have to say, I'm gonna go hard. Like there are people out there that would just stop because they can't deal with the rejection. They don't have anybody pushing them forward to say, no, you can do it. And that's the thing that we become used to, unfortunately. And it stops so many business owners. And one of the things that I am committed to doing, and I think everybody here, is to seeing more women thrive, right? To seeing more women thrive and get beyond that stuff that holds us back. And so Trina, I remember earlier when we were behind the scenes, y'all, we got to record the behind the scenes next time. But when we were behind the scenes, we were just talking a little bit about that too, just that the spirit of collaboration. And we were talking about how your daughter is a makeup artist and how being around these women, you wanted to get some tips as well. And you knew for sure that was going to happen here, right? You knew for sure that in this space that was going to happen. And so tell us your thoughts around that feeling or that desire, being around women in a room, and what that meant for you that you could pass down to your daughter.
For me, I never wanted to be the strongest person in the room because then I had nowhere to reach for. I was constantly that child that sat at the feet of her elders. And so because of that, it was the wisdom. Not as well as the knowledge, but it was the wisdom that I needed. And even being in here, I'm helping her grow her establishment as well, because we don't know. And so we're learning entrepreneur tips from Lisa. We know about the love and collaboration with Miss Kim, and Danny is going to make us look good and feel good. And so with that, that's just one of those power boosters that we need, because it's hard out there. We look in that mirror and we don't always see what's beautiful. But see, I want to see what I see when my eyes are closed. What is my spirit telling me? I think me and Kim was even talking earlier this week because of a post I put on Facebook about having the wrong attitude with your business. You can be very successful, but if that attitude is in the wrong place, because I would hear people say, I've had clients that became friends more than friends became clients, or if you have this business and you are, say, sold out or booked into 2023 or 2024, why are you worried about the person that didn't support you or didn't have your price scared them away, or who does or doesn't? You don't know where that person is in their season. You don't know who inboxed who, you about who, because sometimes, like Kim said, you can be sitting quietly on the sidelines. I know for me, there was a situation where, I try to have a positive spirit everywhere I go. There's nothing that I have done or said that would detour someone from not booking me. And that's just something that I've learned over the years, to not engage in negative conversations and negative thoughts. So with that being said, there was 4 people, when, hey guys, any recommendations on DJs, any recommendations on a brander and so forth. And I go to tag these people and I realize I'm deleted. Now, first of all, you're not getting ready to tell me it was a mistake. There are steps and processes to deleting someone, and that's cool and fine, because what you did was miss an opportunity. So maybe I wasn't liking your views or liking your post or so forth, but I'm not going to support you more than I support my own. But at the same time, if someone is looking for that makeup artist, that entrepreneur or vendors, I'm tagging, because usually if someone asks for a spoken word artist, I'm tagged. And so I can sit here and tell you about the pass the hat gigs I've done that only $10 was in the pocket, and I'm like, whoa. But then there are also times that even during this pandemic, I reached out and someone cashed out me a large amount of money. And I'm like, baby, you added a one too many zeros on the end. Are you sure? And she was like, yes, I'm sowing the seed. I know what you're going through. I know you make money doing public speaking. So I wanted to invest in you. So I'm not going to tell you about the $10 when God done sent me 1,000.
Come on now.
Right.
I'm not even giving you that energy over there. And I wouldn't have even told that story if it wasn't necessary to tell you where God has opened those doors and opportunities. There was one time I did an event at a football game. And so as I'm on the mic, it's like, hello, everybody, and there was thousands of people there that never heard me. But I've been in a room with 7 people and everybody heard me. That opened doors and doors and doors of opportunity. So it's not about being somewhere, being at the right place at the right time. Be everywhere all the time. Because even if you meet the wrong person, you was in a room and an element in an environment that you knew that was the wrong person that you didn't want to do business with. And so as we're growing with collaborations, we have to kind of still step back and be aware of our surroundings.
Absolutely. And to that point, you were talking about being in several rooms. Collaboration, relationship helps you to be in several rooms because now you have someone else speaking for you on your behalf, right? And you're not there. You don't know what's happening. So back to your point about people deleting folks because they're not getting enough engagement, this, that, or the other. And I think we've all had that day where you go to look for somebody and you realize you're not friends anymore. Or whatever, and it's like, oh, okay, but I was about to refer you, right? And so I think so many people are hasty and have these expectations of folks, but that goes back so far. It goes back beyond the likes. That goes back further than that. The rejection, the various things that you've been disappointed by, and now you paying that forward in the wrong way, and it's burning you. But if you just have a little, I don't talk to any of y'all regularly. None of y'all. I don't talk to any of y'all regularly. I think I support you. I like your posts, different things like that. But I was able to reach out to you. Why? Because we're still connected. I was able to say, beautiful woman, I want to celebrate you. Had y'all deleted me, you wouldn't be on this because we don't talk every day. We wouldn't be having this conversation right now. And so that's a great point, Trina. And the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is that culture of collaboration and women. So do you think, because we're focusing on women, so any fellas that are watching, this could help you possibly with your woman that's in business or what have you. But so today we're highlighting women. So don't feel all funny, fellas. We're gonna have some fellas on here one day, but this is Women's History Month. All right. And so what has kept you heading forward towards success despite all of the crazy things happening around us all the time is the first part of that question. But no, I'm gonna change it around. The first part of the question: do you think people, especially women of color, know how to walk in our power to thrive? Do you think people, but especially women of color, know how to walk in our power to thrive? And can we have the dream? Do you believe that we can have the dream? Then we're going to go to the other questions. This one first. We'll start go ahead. Somebody says so. Jump on in.
Me? Were you going to pick me? If not, I'll wait. I'll be in my spirit of patience. But something that you said at the end, right? You asked the question, can we have the dream? And I think that it's less about can we have it, but more so about can we execute it, right? Because we have a lot of great ideas stored there and a lot of great ideas that we have to even collaborate. But an idea is just an idea. So it's about like, do we really and truly have the commitment to execute the dream so that we can see our thoughts come to fruition, so that we can manifest things? I think that as women of color, we can absolutely walk in our individual power. But this conversation is about, can we walk in power and grab my sister's hand and we both are in power together? But then I would have to tie that to, well, I think some of us females are more so walking in more masculine energy than feminine energy to begin with when we talk about power. So, and what do we view as power? right? So I
Yeah.
think that we know how to individually walk our walk and talk our talk and pump our fists and bad chicks unite and all of that. But do we know how to do that together? Can we embrace each other and walk together? Can I just love you and edify you and put you out there in the forefront for what you're great at, and you celebrate me and put me at the forefront for what I'm great at? And that's where I feel like we're missing that piece. I don't think that it's non-existent. I do think that for me personally, my circles just become smaller.
Yeah.
And smaller and smaller, even as far as professional networking. And I'll say this in terms of professional networking, I don't limit myself to women of color. I just don't. Because first of all, it's business, right? I'm in the business of making people beautiful. I'm not a Black artist. I'm a makeup artist.
Right.
Yeah.
So my clients are everybody, every ethnicity, male, female, you know, whatever. So I think that in order for us to be able to walk in power in unison, we have to stop being afraid of someone else's light and thinking that their wattage is too high. Because I'm not turning down my wattage for anybody. If I'm too much you, then I'm with the wrong crew.
Right.
And don't, right. And the word that I want to highlight that you said is commitment. Commitment. So that's a thing. And then you also said that you work with all people. And so this is not a focus of just Black women. So we're not saying only work with Black women, but it is, unfortunately, in the African American community, we're not dreaming as much as other communities, which means we're not thriving. We can't see the vision beyond where we are sometimes because of the history of our community, of our people. And so we definitely have to work together. And what if we do that? How much further would we get? I mean, let's talk about the money for a second. How much further will we get financially if we were to do that? So Lisa, I'm gonna go to you next with the same question. Do you think people oh, you already know the question. You like,
thank you, because I'm ready to go.
Okay, so do I need to repeat it? Do I need, you got it? Okay, go ahead.
But in reality, I will answer that question yes and no, that we know how to walk in that power. One, because our past and our background really determines the success of our future self. And if a lot of us aren't coming from homes or coming from an environment where, like we were talking about before, where we have been loved, where we have been supported, where we even know what our gifts and purposes are. That's the one thing that I found that throughout my ministry years and just me talking to women, you know, that are established and women that are trying to get established is that confidence, confidence piece in us, it gets broken down so many times because of how people view us. Like Trina was talking about, as far as if you don't have enough following, I saw it in ministry. If you don't have a certain amount of members, you're not a part of the clique. It's just so many different barriers, like really, that we are faced with as women. We're strong. Yes, we can walk in our power because we are powerful women. That's how God made us. We our hands are fit to carry a lot of things, but in the inside is what really blocks us from really being, you know, our positive and confident self, because of the relationships that we have to, you know, jump across all the time. And so, but with the collaboration, that's the thing, that's the missing link that I think it is, because when, just like us today, like I feel like I know y'all will have my back, and we this is our first time meeting each other.
Yeah.
But not everybody comes with that spirit. And so most of the time we're meeting people who are looking to just grab and take from us. And then when they do see us succeed, then they get MIA and you don't hear from them. Like you were saying, you go to refer them. And that's my biggest thing. I've had that to happen. You go to refer them and I can't find their name. And it's like, wow, sis, really? You know, and you don't even and if you're not strong enough, that will be the thing to make you say, well, I'm going to just stay to myself.
Right.
But that's what we shouldn't do. that's even more of an opportunity for you to bring your true authentic self to the table and be the change that you want to see. And that's my part right there, to be the change that you really want to see. So that's the thing that I operate in, and that's the thing that I lead with, because I've been there and it doesn't feel good.
Absolutely. Such a great point. Trina, I'm coming to you. You can go ahead and jump on in. Go ahead.
As far, this was some of our behind the scene talking. And what I said was, everybody don't want to build with you. Some people want to know where you're getting your bricks from, and as Black women, this journey is hard because Malcolm said it, the most disrespected, neglected person in the world is the Black woman. And so even in this journey, I am a woman and I am a Black woman, and it doesn't matter, because if I'm out here doing spoken word for domestic violence, like Danny said, I'm not talking about, hey, this is only for the Black women that get beat up, or this is only for the Black people that have HIV AIDS. And I'm going to be truthful. Some of my bigger checks came from people that don't look like me. And so as we're on this journey, you call us mouthy, I call us motivators. You call us loud, I call us leaders. You call us ghetto, I say we getting it. So nobody can tell us what we can do as African American women, because on the forefront of everything from Black Lives Matter, Me Too, we were standing up for people that wouldn't stand up for us. Right. We became all of these things, but we have to find that power within ourselves. We have to know we are goddess. We know who God is, and you can't take that from us. And so that's that Black girl magic they talking about. But then when I think about magic, I said, that's an illusion. No, baby, we as real can get. I said, and we getting ready to go get it. We get ready to take back everything that was stolen from us, and that's why I'm excited. And I'm excited that these people were weeded out. I'm excited that those people deleted me. I was excited about that, because you're making room for the ones that's going to support. You're making room for somebody that's bringing something to the table. You got the table. My sisters on here got the chairs, and we getting ready to build this thing. Not just somebody coming up with the paper plates and the plastic spoons and forks. Because see, they're ready to eat, but they're sitting there and didn't bring anything to the table to this meal. So that's why we got to watch those two, and we can still pour seed in them. We can still, push them further, but we have to be aware of that purpose and who they are. That unnecessary middleman, they got to go. They got to go if you're building this kingdom.
Right. One of the things that Lisa
letting them go.
That's confidence. So that's what I was going to say. One of the things that you talked about was confidence, right? And that's confidence. That's a part of the journey that a lot of people don't have. So we hold on to things way longer than we need to. The people pleasing, all of the different things that come with a lack of confidence. And so as far as that success journey, that was that second part of the question. What has kept you heading towards success despite all of the crazy things, even your own stuff that has held you back? What's something? Trina just gave us a word right there. So I'm, people like her is an example for me of something that helps keep me moving forward. My circle, being around folks that are positive like that. What's something for you that keeps you on that trajectory to see the vision that you have for yourself, to actually live out the dream and achieve the level of success that you wish to achieve? And we're going to go, let's start with Trina this time.
Okay. So as I was reading my word, ladies, please have some type of spiritual link to something, because we all know there's something bigger out there. I'm not telling you who to worship, but just be in touch with something spiritual, because this thing is bigger than us. I was reading somewhere and it says, my cup runneth over with blessings. And that thing ate at me, because as Black women with this cup, we always giving and pouring into everybody, and ain't nobody here to replenish it for us. So when the word says my cup runneth over, that means you give out what ran over. You don't give away your cup. That's for you. If God had this vision for Lisa or Kim or Danny, then he would have put it in their cup. This is your cup. And when it's gone, baby. Just like natural resources and your grandmama and them prayers and stuff. You know, when they pour these seeds into us, if we're not planting them and watering them and watching them grow, then we're giving it away. And then who can we turn to? Who's our motivator? Who's pouring these seeds into us? Now, you sometimes you may not know who, but when it's empty, we feel that emptiness. We feel alone. We feel by ourselves. And that's those thoughts that can damn near make you suicidal at times. And so you have to be, that's why you got to be in touch with that spirit as well, because it's going to pour something back into you, but it's also got to be a lesson learned there too. You know, these people can't keep using you and abusing you. I think I said earlier, I'll use you, you can use me, as long as we don't misuse each other, you know, and that's the beauty of these relationships that we build. Let's not misuse each other. Not I get something from you. I learned how to write grants from you. I need you to do my makeup while I'm on stage. And then I forget about you when my cousin is getting married and need a makeup artist.
Right.
There's a opportunity that you would be perfect, that I can drop your name and you will be there. You know, there's a podcast that can go live that can help these people celebrate and collaborate. And I don't tell Kim nothing about it. Then all you're doing, first of all, you're taking away from your own blessings. You ain't hurting anybody on this panel, because what's for you is going to be for you. But don't block your own blessings.
You know, it just made me think about something. Then we're going to go to Danny, the seed that we have so much access to more of the seed, but we don't even realize that we have access to any of it. And so that's the problem. That's that lack of confidence. Because when you don't know that there's more stored up and that there's abundance out there, then you hold on to that one little seed that you got and don't do anything with it. But when you know that there's access to more, that and the more and the more and the more, so you begin to give it out and it begins to multiply, then your power, your confidence, the abundance grows. And so that's the thing that many people are missing. So over to you, Danny, on success, wherever you want to pick it up.
Success and what has kept me going, etc. You know what, to be honest, as cliche as it may sound, my children. I am the proud mom of a 23-year-old, now 16, and a 13-year-old. And I'm a firm believer that energy is not only currency, but it's transferable. So through this pandemic, they've been at home too. They've taken a loss too. They don't have the interaction. They're not there on the school campuses to have that direct engagement with their teachers. So if I fall off the wagon and I start giving up and I stop believing in me, then that's what I'm teaching them, to throw in the towel, to give up. So we're going to keep the vibes high, the energy going, keep each other encouraged. Them seeing me continue to educate myself and pivot during the pandemic shows them they can do it. They can make it. They can make it happen. There's no excuse, right? So I think that everybody needs something or someone that drives them, even when you don't feel like it, right? Even when you don't feel like, because you turn on the news every day, it's something. You turn on the radio every day, it's something. So we all need like a plug. We all need a plug to plug into, you know, like I said, for that transferable energy. But if you're not a light and a beacon yourself, then you're going to gravitate to more people who are downtrodden as well. So if you be the light, you're going to attract more light.
Absolutely.
Same thing, like I said, with my kids, be the light. So that they know what to surround themselves with, and that they know, like, keep pushing. You can't give up. And especially when you tie it into being a woman of color, the rules are different for us. That's just the reality. The rules are different from us. And so much is given, much is required, right? So it's not enough for us to just show up. We've got to work 10 times harder, right? To get where somebody else who just showed up 5 seconds ago was just stuck in that position.
So you said be the light. I'm about to throw up my favorite scripture right here. For those Bible believers, everybody else, just give me a minute here. All right. Be the light. That's actually what I have on a couple of tags on my shirt, because this is my signature scripture, Matthew 5:16. When the world is crazy, when I don't feel like speaking, when I don't feel like doing the podcast, when I don't feel like, this is where I go. I have to consistently be the light, to let my light shine so that people can see my good works, but not for me, but to glorify our Father which is in heaven. All right, so it's my show. I can talk about.
That's
right.
All right, so
Sure
be the
can.
light. Thank you, Danny. Were you finished?
That's
I didn't mean to cut you off. I had to share that.
Yeah, no, just being the light. That's what keeps me driven. That's what keeps me motivated. And again, in my industry, my passion is women and uplifting women in the feel good business. So although I'm human and I don't always feel my best, right? It's my clients. It's the people who are following me. It's because somebody's watching that keep me going, that even when I don't want to push on, I turn it on anyway, right? Because what I sell to my client base is that you don't need an occasion, you are the occasion. So if I'm sitting over here with my head toe up and I'm feeling down and woe is me and I'm in the same yoga pants and dingy robe for days, and y'all don't see me post up anything fresh or I don't have anything positive to say, then come on, what happened? Then I lose my believer, not just my brand. I lose my believers of my brand.
Yeah, that's good. I love that. I'm quoting. Putting that in the spot. Y'all take that. Okay, so the first time you gotta give her credit, maybe even the second time, but after that, it's yours.
It's all yours.
It's all yours.
In this pandemic, I learned that the world shut down, but God showed up.
Come on.
That's right.
And let's talk, I want to talk to Lisa on this one, because when I tell you, especially us women of color, tapped into sources that they long forgot about, because see, our job, our children, our school, our education, our boss, our husbands, our lives, we put everyone first but ourselves. But baby, we pulled out them sewing machines and started making masks. We started asking grandma for recipes and started making signature cakes. We got PP loans or didn't, I wasn't able to, I was denied unemployment. I was denied the loan. I said, God spoke and said, delayed, not denied. And everything was right on time because everything fell in place the way it was supposed to. Now, I'm old school. You can take me back to a pager and VCR, but I learned enough to click, clackety and get on some live streams and was able to reach an audience I would have never reached before. Was able to take myself outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. I tell you what, where I couldn't make it to church, I was able to attend 4 services, being at home and going viral. So some seeds were sold into us that was already planted that just needed to grow. And even if you did nothing at all but breathe, that was enough. That was enough. Needed that break. That was enough. That was enough. That was enough. This thing had us so scared. We was coming in with this thing with a president that didn't have some of our best interests. We were losing family members to COVID. We didn't know what this thing was. We just know I've been coughing for 2 months and it ain't went away. What's going on? So it also taught us about we started talking to them elders. So you got to be around them. We started hearing about them elderberry plants and that honey and corn liquor, and lemon to get that throat right, and I love that it brought the world closer together. It made us, we took nothing for granted. So we reached out to them family members. We showed love again. We stepped outside of our box in a time that we could have went the opposite way. So Miss Lisa, this was something you always did, but what do you have to say for the entrepreneurs that was out there? And we all know it ain't always successful. It can go either way. How do you encourage them to keep on keeping on?
Well, first and foremost it's that confidence piece again, and knowing your purpose. Everything starts, from that. God made us all, and we are fearfully and wonderfully made, and it starts with the source. And when we know who we are in Him, and we spend uninterrupted time with Him, then we can hear better. We'll believe better, and we will most definitely move completely different from what our inner self tells us, right? Because it's like when you are social media, let me pause right here for a minute. Social media has so many this and that. Social media has caused so many people to veer left so many times because they're trying to keep up, and they're trying to look like, and they're trying to talk like, and they're trying to dress like, and they're trying to speak like their mentors or just, a tad bit of what they see. But you have to let your faith remain in who God created you to be. And so for entrepreneurs, business owners, all of the above, it is so, so important for you to stay true to your purpose and your why and your confidence. And that was going to be the answer to your question, Kimberly, about the success piece.
Yeah.
What drives me? What drives me is having a mantra. My own mantra, can't nobody take it away from me. When you have a mantra, when you have an affirmation of life that fills you from the inside out, and it's something that God gave to you, and it's that thing that drives you and motivates you, that's the thing that you have to remind yourself. My mantra is live every single day like it's a gift from God. I choose my energy. I don't have to enter, like I was telling you ladies before, I don't have to entertain other people's catastrophe. I'm not here to be everybody's friend. I'm not going to meet everybody's approval level. The same with us. And so we have to begin to move past having to be a certain way to everybody. Be who God called you to be. And that's the thing that drives me. Being that change and living every day like it's a gift from God. Because guess what? Everything else is going to come up anyway. But when you choose to trust God and you choose to believe that all of your steps are ordered by God, then baby, listen, the things that come up, if it's something that you didn't sow, then you don't have to receive that. So just keep it moving. You're not going to please everybody else.
Okay.
That's such sage advice. Like, if anybody is listening, if you don't take hardly anything else, that's one of the things that as an entrepreneur, we have to hold on to and remember that everybody is not your client. Everybody is not going to like you. Everybody is not going to love you. I mean, all of these things, but it has nothing to do. Now, if you need to do some work, that's different. Now, if you got a nasty attitude, or, you need to do better at some services or whatever, that's different. That's growth. That's a part of what we need to do, right? We need to grow. We need to evolve. However, if it's just you did your best, you did your best, in the end, they just weren't your client, we do have to be comfortable and confident enough to say no in some scenarios where our gut is even telling us, don't take on this particular scenario. You're not ready for this quite yet, or whatever it is. Like, just give it a little bit longer, refer them to somebody else. So many times we mess up because we're trying to hold on because we're scared and walking in fear, and we mess up and take a client potentially that we knew in our gut we shouldn't. Maybe we should partner with somebody or whatever. And then now your name is drug in mud because you walking in fear, which is setting you up for failure. And so, Danny, I want to go to you on this last question as we wrap up. Y'all, an hour goes by fast, doesn't it?
Yep, guys, we've been having a good time here together.
I know. So this last question is kind of a double whammy. Is there a woman that made a difference in your life that you want to shout out, highlight as we close out for this evening, before we close out rather? And then the second part of that, let me turn off this banner. As the second part of that question is, do you have a routine? Like, what is something that you do? We talked about spirituality. We talked about, time with kids or what have you. What is something that you do that is a must for your own personal self-care, your own personal balance in order to stay motivated and going and all of that? So 2 parts: the person that you want to shout out, and then how do you keep it going? What's your productivity schedule?
So the person that I want to shout out is the late, great Regina Hines, who was a phenomenal makeup artist with the Matte Counter, trailblazer. She is a woman who never mind sharing information. And she knew I was a makeup artist before I did. And I would just go to the counter and hang out with her. And she'd be like, well, girl, look, all you need to do is put some black on and come on, and I'll teach you everything you need to know. And that's exactly what she did. And based on what she taught me, I was able to successfully audition with Bobbi Brown Cosmetics, and the rest is history from there. So Shout out in heaven to Regina Hines. I just love her so. If you ever had your makeup done at the Belk store at Crabtree, at the Mac counter, you probably met her. She passed away maybe been about 6 years now. So she's somebody that's very impactful to me because not only did she share with me, but she instilled in me to share with others. Your second question was, what was your second question? What keeps my productivity in check?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So many things keep my productivity in check because I am a true creative. So sometimes I can be all over the place. So what helps me is literally an old school planner. So although everything is in my phone, I have everything handwritten on a planner. There's something about writing it that helps me to not only manifest it, but commit it to memory. And I operate off of a to-do list. And I actually schedule myself Monday and Tuesdays to be off from my practice so that I just have admin time, admin time. And that way I'm able to just dive in, and I set myself a realistic goal. I'm like, okay, you wrote down 6 things, but be for real, Danny. Are you really going to get done those 6 things? Because in between that, the phone rang, Fashion Nova sent you a coupon code, Saks Fifth, and you got distracted.
Yeah.
And then somebody in my house asked for Chick-fil-A for lunch. So now I ran out and I was supposed to only go one place, and I went to 5 other TJ Maxx to get some candles. So I set realistic goals for myself and I don't beat myself up, right, about it. So if I didn't get done all 10, all right, let's celebrate the fact that we got done 8. We'll pick it up on Tuesday where I left off. I start at a certain time. I give myself a lunch hour, no differently than how it was when I was a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Except I'm doing it for myself. As far as like sales goals and planning those type of things, again, I take my same experience in being a GM for Sephora. I write down my monthly KPIs. I write down, my wins, my opportunities, etc. So for me, it's just about being well organized, time management, and also giving myself some grace, right? Like, okay, so I decided Monday was going to be my day. But you know what? I woke up Monday and it was 75, 80 degrees. I'm going to Wrightsville Beach. And be okay with it because your mental health is so important. And for me as a creative, if my mind isn't right, I'm not going to be able to pump much out of this factory.
Yes.
That's just how I'm wired, right? So
that's good.
So time management, work-life balance, and grace is what keeps me successful. Not beating myself up because I didn't get it done, not worrying myself over it, control the controllables, release it and let it go. Something you guys said earlier, I think it was Trina that talked about, she touched on the haters. I don't focus on them. I focus on the celebrators, not the haters. Okay. I don't know who they are.
Absolutely.
I'm sure they're there, but I don't know who they are because I don't give them any energy. I don't know they exist. It's too many people rooting for me. I'm rooting for too many other people to get that any kind of life, any kind of life. So the main thing is be encouraged, remain encouraged, whatever your faith is, whoever, you pray to, as you said, higher power. Me personally, I'm a Christian. I believe in God. So I know it's been him that has kept me, that continues to keep me. But yeah, just loving on you, man, and setting realistic goals and pacing yourself. If you need the nap, take the nap.
Take the nap.
Can we normalize taking a nap? Black women, can we normalize getting some help? Hire the housekeeper, honey. You can be more productive. Hire the housekeeper.
Yeah.
When I get a big wedding party that's more than 5 faces, no, baby, I'm not doing all of that. I'm calling on my girls. I'm calling my assistant makeup artists. Let's all make some money. Let's divvy it up, right? Because now I have the body and the strength to get up the next day to make some money because I shared yesterday.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. I love
set some realistic goals for yourself. And if you didn't meet them, turn the page. It's a new day. Scratch that out. Let's take it from the top.
That's it.
Lisa, same question, but also, can women have it all? You're a wife, mother, grandmother. Can women have it all? And the same question.
Absolutely. We can have it all. I am definitely, grateful to be able to say a big yes to that. I have to give it back, to God. I have to give it back to, just my relationship, my intentionality to please him, living every day to please him. He restores my soul. He gives me more than I even feel like I deserve sometime. And, like you said, being a wife, it'll be 27 years this year. And my relationship with my husband is the best. Like, I mean, I can't even explain. I'm not even going to, talk anymore about that, because it's just really like sometimes it's unexplainable what God has done in our life. And so, that is also another ministry and another, thing that we do, for married couples and couples that want to be married, is just be that example and be that change, be that ear. And so that is a blessing all in itself. And so I absolutely believe that we can have it all. We just have to keep this right. We have to keep our hearts right. And he will give you the desires of your heart, but you got to be intentional with it. And the whole conversation that we've had tonight has been talking about being intentional and being confident in who you are. And so he will definitely add to, those dreams and desires. And as far as, what was the second part of the question?
Who's a woman that you want to celebrate for Women's History Month?
So, I mean, it could be, I have several on my mind. As I was hearing Danny speak about, of course, one would be my mother. As a young entrepreneur, my mother was my babysitter. Like, she didn't even want me to send my kids to daycare. So if it wasn't for her, first and foremost, I wouldn't have been able to have the freedom to do what I have accomplished to do then, and then grow in that confidence now. So I have to first give it to her. But then there are several women, and it's a little twist to how I want to explain this, Kim, because I've had women that I really would love to highlight, but it's that thing that we've talked about all night, that they got MIA on me and just flipped the script on me.
Well, you have us now, girl. Don't even worry about those people. You have us now.
Right. But what I'm saying, that, I have to keep it real, that that's what I aim to be always, is to be real. Like, I have no room for that kind of lifestyle. So I do have some day ones. I have my girlfriend, Lady Natalie Earl, and leading lady Tamika Simmons. I have even on here Shanita Johnson. These are women that have stayed consistent. Sherry Handy have stayed consistent in my life over a period of time. And that's the types of things. And I'm not talking about a year or two. I'm talking about for some years. And that's the thing that I gravitate to. So as you were saying, Danny, I don't even pay that kind of energy any mind anymore, because that's the thing that will stop you in your tracks. It will keep your heart, feeling some type of way. So I'm so excited that now I have that opportunity to just be that change and to take control of the part of the puzzle that God has given me, and to clearly share that with the world with no strings attached.
Amen. I love it. And so we're going to wrap up with Trina. But first, let's say bye to Danny. She and her daughter, she has a celebration tonight. And so we're going to go ahead and let her go spend some time with
Sweet
her
16.
daughter. Yes, happy Sweet 16.
Thank you, ladies. It's been an honor.
Joining.
It's been a privilege sending you all love and light. Keep flowing and glowing. I'll be tuned in. If we're not friends already, we'll be friends after tonight.
I sent you one earlier today.
Absolutely.
I owe you one back.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And then so we'll go to Trina with the same questions. So it's a couple things. Can women have it all? And who is a woman that you would like to highlight? And we can get back to productivity as well. What are some things that you have done that, help to keep you rolling and successful?
We are the all. We are goddess. We know who God is. It's here. That's why no one has the passion that we do. as women, and especially as African American women. When I think back, I am that child that sat at the feet of my elders. So there was so much wisdom. And then we have all of this knowledge coming from the next generation. So finding that nice, comfortable medium. I was a fifth generation on both sides. So I got to see living a great grandmother twice. And that meant the world to me, because I saw these women of strength. And I saw that love passed down. I saw those traditions passed down. And I couldn't be anything but love. So when I think of the women that influenced me, I think of my mother. I think of my daughter. I think of my aunties. When I think of my best friend, actually best friends, I got a sister. You know, because cousin just not a good enough word for her. You know, like we tighter than that. We go back too far. And I think of how they've all protected me. And so I was one of those that kind of keep my door unlocked. You know, I'll be okay. And they let me know that no, girl, you lock your door. You got something precious inside. You got something sacred inside. And that's how they felt about me and my gift. There's something sacred here. We have to protect it. And for them, I am so grateful, because I can only do what I do because I stand on the shoulders of their beliefs and how hard they've pushed me and how hard they've encouraged me. You know, it's not always about that dollar, because there's something that was sold into me that's priceless. So even when I think about like routines and stuff, I love what Danny says. I am old fashioned. I love writing my stuff down. I got my to-do list. If I do something that's not on my list, I add it just so I can cross it out. You know, I'm making sure, you know, that I see those goals and accomplishments. Right. And even something as small as I stopped sleeping with my phone near me. You know, we wake up in the morning, that's the first thing we reaching for. We don't even know if our legs work, you know, but we reaching for our phone to check in on somebody that ain't checking in on us, because technology brought the world closer together, but it brought the people further apart. And I needed that time to just meditate, to just get my thoughts together, just to say, God, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for waking me up, because somebody didn't get that space. And I think we were even talking about speaking life. See, you can be around here with this attitude, I'm tired, I'm this, I'm that. And these things start manifesting because there's power. We speak life and death in the power of the tongue. So speak this wellness, speaking to those people, speaking to your haters. It's something going on with them that you ain't even responsible for. You know, everybody say, keep your friends close, keep your enemies close. So let me tell you something. My enemies ain't never did nothing to me. Never. It was always the friends, the family, you know, and so but it's not going to change who I am. I'm not going to stop giving to people. I'm not going to stop loving people. I'm not going to stop investing in my sisters and my brothers, my kings and my queens. That's just not of me. Everything I am is because of them. And I'm going to honor them by even so simple as using my words to help them heal. That's why I got into the spoken word in the first place. I'm not gonna, girl, let me tell you about my man. I don't write them kind of poems no more. And I still write a few of them, you know, but I had to speak life. And because I spoke life, I had to be the words I speak. Cannot go out there talking about domestic violence and didn't go to a shelter. Can't go out there and talk about HIV AIDS awareness and didn't get tested or not doing what I'm supposed to do, you know, to protect myself and love myself. I can't go out there and talk about breast cancer and be like, yeah, I can do your poem, but what's your price? I had to be responsible for that. My words made me responsible. And so that's how we have this power of success. It's no secret recipe. It's just doing what you were, like Miss Lisa, born to do. You just know it. You were born to do this. You were born to walk in this walk. You were everything you went through, even your mentor not believing in you. That made you stronger. Just listen at Michael Jordan's story. He was cut from the basketball team 2 times. Did not even get to play until his junior year. He missed so many shots. And that is why he succeeded. You need that in order to success.
Yes.
Yeah. So many people are afraid of failure, and we have to understand that in those we learn. and we can grow. So as they say, fail your way to success. I have really enjoyed you all this evening.
I have too.
Everybody is welcome back. I owe Lisa a call and Trina a call. So I'll be following up, and Danny as well. I want to shout you all out, as I said before when I invited you, for being the dynamic women that you are. I want to recognize you for Women's History Month. And so I thank you. I applaud you. I celebrate you in all the dynamic things you do. Number one, being a survivor. Number two, being a motivator and encourager, a pourer. Number three, I think that was like 6. But anyway, so I was like, number two, being but I just celebrate you all for the bosses that you are. Inside and out, you are beautiful. And so I would like to thank everyone for joining us this evening. That's in the comments. For those women who are out there, happy International Women's Day. Thank you for joining us. And we celebrate you as well. For anybody that is interested in collaboration, that is really, truly seeking out collaboration. We are women who collaborate, and we do it well, and we do it right. And I would love for you to join my group, The Collaboration Culture. This is the Collaboration Culture podcast. I would like for you to understand the art of collaboration through business building relationships, business referrals, business support. We're going to have some coaching, events, of course, podcasting, and soon and very soon, the magazine. So these are opportunities for people to gain advertisement, to gain promotion, to gain community, to do so many things, to get your money up. Because you guys know, for those who don't know, I'm a financial coach, author of The Debt Detox. The foundation of everything that I do is finance. How can I help entrepreneurs and organizations to make money so that we can be stewards of it and give back to our communities and our families? We can do that through what I'm going to say, the art of collaboration. That's right. Please join the group if that is you. Only collaborators are allowed. Only collaborators are allowed. So please answer them 3 questions and join the group, and let's see how we can build this year, 2022. Let's see how we can build this year together and beyond. Okay. So, this is my mommy, y'all. Got to shout out my mommy. I have enjoyed you all too so much.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. So you all go and join the Collaboration Culture group on Facebook. It is only on Facebook, but Coffee and Collaborations Media, you can follow, and it'll link you to everything going on with Love and Flow TV, going on with some new podcasts that we have coming up, sponsorship and advertising opportunities, all at Coffee and Collaborations Media. So I have enjoyed our time. Thank you all for joining, and we will see you next week. We have another crew of women that we will highlight. Yes. So I hope to see you next week. You all have an amazing rest of your evening. And
you too, Kim. Thank you for all you do.
Yes.
You're welcome.
I just put in the comments, you are the bomb.com.
Thank you, girl. I appreciate it. I'm surrounded by the bomb.com. I'll tell you, if it wasn't for my network, and I pray for people. I pray when, we have those moments where we question stuff, right? We question, like, what happened? What I do? Da, 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 da. And it may change your trajectory. I stop and I get with God and I pray and I say, Lord, you know the assignment that you have for me. Give me people, help me to discern who my network needs to be, and send those people, and make it easy, Lord. I'm real specific. I'm like, make it easy, Lord. Like, we just gonna know. And so we can do this work because we have money to make in order to pour back into the community. We got people to build up in order for them to live out their purpose. So I pray for y'all. Well, Trina, I prayed for you years ago. You've been around for 15 years.
I've been around for a minute, and I'm
around for a minute. Yeah. So I stop and I pray, and I believe in it, and that's it. And so I continue to do that, and I continue to hope that you guys will say yes and trust me, and God will just continue to make it easy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Again, thank you so much.
You're welcome. So you all have an amazing night. Those of you who are watching, come back here next week. What is that? March the 15th, 6:00 p.m. with 3 more ladies and myself for another episode of the reboot, the Collaboration Culture Podcast. Have a great night.
Wonderful.
You too. Bye-bye.